We're looking at plant families B through D. Berberaceae is the barberry family. Here we have Berberis aquifolium, perennial herbs and woody shrubs. They have alternate leaves, and sometimes they're simple, sometimes they're compound. They may have spines growing along the stems at the nodes, and the flowers are going to be solitary or clustered, and the two genera we have are Berberis and Nandina. Here's Berberis darwinii, and we'll be seeing this on campus. You can see it's got clusters of yellow flowers and very spiny teeth, sharp to the touch, and then there's spines underneath the leaves at the nodes. And here we have Nandina domestica, or heavenly bamboo, and it's called that because of the stems look very much like bamboo. And this is the fruit that you're seeing here. The flowers are a creamy white, and they're also in clusters. Okay, this is Blechnum spicant in the Blechnacea. They're considered hard ferns. It's a northwest native. They have two types of fronds. Sterile fronds are going to be laying horizontally on the ground, and then the fertile fronds you see here come up from the rosette vertically, and that's where you're going to have your spores. And the stems are black. It's a really attractive plant in the landscape, probably one of the most attractive ferns we have. Boraginaceae is the borage family. They're subshrubs and herbs. The leaves are alternate, usually large, not in the case of Lithidora diffusa, however. And then they're scurfy hairy, which means they're covered with small scale-like particles in addition to hairs. And the flowers have united petals and sepals. You can see that here. Sometimes they're deeply cut. The calyx is usually hairy and persistent. The calyx is the collective term for sepals, and Lithidora is the only one we have in this family on our list. Brassicaceae is the mustard family, herbs and subshrubs. The leaves are mostly alternate, often have a mustard smell and a bitter peppery taste. 4 petals and 4 sepals. And the unique thing about this family is they've got 6 stamens, 4 are long and 2 are short, and there's 1 single pistil. And Iris sempervirens is the only one on our list here in this family. Okay, Buxaceae, boxwood family. We've looked at a couple of things so far in this family. Trees, shrubs, and herbs. Some of them are aromatic. The leaves are simple, usually opposite and entire. The flowers are small and green and found in the axils, and they're monoecious, so there's male and female on the same plant. And Buxus, Pachysandra, and Sarcococca are found in this family. So these are 2 plants you often will confuse with each other. We've got Ilex crenata on the left, which we will see in the upcoming weeks. The leaves are going to be alternate, and they're going to be some fine teeth. They can look very similar to boxwood. Boxwood is going to have entire margins and opposite leaves. And here are the 2 Sarcococcas on our list. Sarcococca confusa, which is a shrub, and Sarcococca hookeriana variety humilis is more of a subshrub or ground cover. And then Pachysandra is also ground cover, an excellent one for deep shade. Caprifoliaceae is the honeysuckle family. These would have trees, shrubs, or herbs. The leaves are opposite, simple, or pinnately compound. On our list, they're only going to be simple. The flowers have a fused corolla, and the corolla is the collective term for petals. And the stamens are exserted or stick out beyond the corolla, and they are fragrant. And then the fruit is a berry or capsule, and the 2 genera are Abelia and Lonicera. Okay, so we've got Lonicera ligastrina variety unanensis. Used to be Lonicera nitida, much easier to remember. And then Lonicera pileata, and they have very similar growth patterns. They also have the same type of fruit, but you can see Lonicera pileata has longer, more even-shaped leaves, and they tend to be the internodes are a little bit bigger. It's pretty subtle. Celastraceae are the spindle tree family. Trees, shrubs, and vines, they have green stems. The leaves are opposite and simple, often obovate. And the flowers are small and axillary clusters, not really very significant. It's the fruit that is significant. And the Euonymus is the one genus we have in this family. Here we have the Fortunei, which we saw last week. And this we saw the variegated version and the small leaf version of this in class on Wednesday. This is Euonymus japonicus, or Japanese Euonymus. Opposite leaves. Here's Cistus, rock rose family, shrubs or herbs, often aromatic. The leaves are opposite and simple, and the margins might be entire or undulate. You can see that here. That's an undulated margin. They can be hairy and or glandular. And glandular, you'll feel them sticky to the touch. Flowers are very showy. They're in parts of 5 with many stamen, and Cistus is the one genus in this family that we have. And this is Cistus X hybridus. And here's Cistus latinifer and Cistus X purpureus. Cyperaceae is the sedge family. We have Carex moroi variegata here. Carex is the only genus in this family we have. It's a monocot, rhizomatous. The stems are usually triangular when you look at them in cross section. And sedges have edges, so when you're running your finger across them, they're pretty sharp. They're going to hurt. They're usually in damp or semi-aquatic sites. And here's the Carex testacea, orange New Zealand sedge, very showy. Dryapteridaceae, or the wood fern family. The leaves are once or more divided. They may be lobed as well. The petioles have scales. They have circular to kidney-shaped sori. That's where the spores are found. And Dryopteris and Polystichum are in this family on our list. And this is Dryopteris erythrosara. And here's the Polystichum that we have. Polystichum unitum, which is western sword fern, Polystichum polyblepharum, and Polystichum setiferum.